Business Focus with Kudzie, Sharara on the Champions League Breakfast.
20 minutes before the news at 8 a.m. is our time. Good morning and welcome to Business Focus, proudly brought to you by POSB. 120 years of making life simply possible. Hashtag convenience made simply possible. Why travel so many kilometers to reach your bank? At POSB, we believe in bringing convenience right to your doorstep. We are people's own savings bank. We are glad to advise that we have opened a new sub-service center in Borodale, located at the Zimpost Borodale offices, where you can access a full range of POSB services, including new account opening, cash withdrawals and deposits, loan applications, cash collection for money transfer services like POSB Remit, Western Union, Mukuru, MoneyGram, and Mama Money, business and institutional banking, and so much more. We have also added 25 more Zimpost offices to our agents network. We will update you right here on Business Focus, proudly brought to you by POSB. Good morning, Kudzie. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Tinashe. Good morning, Patsani. Good morning, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much. The world of business, you have questions, come through on 0719 100404. Kudzie Sharara will help us answer those questions. Let's begin by looking at the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange trading update for yesterday, Kudzie.
Thanks, Tinashe. You know, Tinashe, there are things, it's not for the faint-hearted.
Not for the faint-hearted.
Yes, but in this case, maybe let's say it's not for the less informed. Because what's happening on the market at the moment, if you are less informed and you don't know how the markets work, because things are not looking good for especially if you are less informed and you don't know how the market works. So yesterday the OSHA index was down by a massive 3.2%. And the top 10 index even worse off with a 3.58% drop. And why do I say it's for the less informed? Because when you look at this and you're like, okay, the market has been on a downward trajectory for far too long, and you panic, you sell your shares. So sometimes you are less informed. But those who are more informed, they are actually seeing this as an opportunity to buy those companies that they believe are good companies. So when they're coming off like this, you're saying, okay, this is the time to get into the market. So it's about how well informed you are. And I always say when I do some educational tutorials for those who want to get into the market, to say the best investment you can make is to invest in knowledge first. So before you invest in shares or any other venture, invest in knowledge. Because if you don't have the knowledge, then you are likely to face challenges. If you don't want to invest in knowledge, but at least have the knowledge to engage someone who is knowledgeable.
Yeah, true.
Yes. So you then engage someone who is knowledgeable, like stockbrokers, like asset managers, who can do it on your behalf, so that you are market is red. Like it was like a bloodbath yesterday. And we are actually seeing some of the gains that were recorded over since the beginning of the year. I remember, for example, Econet at some point during the year, it was up by more than 200%, but now it's just up by 62%, which means most of the gains have since been reversed. And so yesterday actually was another down day for Econet, down by 14.45%, which means that if you look at that share price and you convert it into US dollars, it's probably trading around 8 cents. This is a counter that was trading at more than 20 cents at some point this year. Now it's trading at 8 cents. So for someone who bought around that time when it was like 20 cents, you're like, okay, my money is more than halved. Depending on your investment objectives and your investment horizon. If you're a short-term trader, wakatarisira December kuzoenda kuholiday, apa pautongoona kuti holiday zvafa, because my shares are 50% lower than when you bought. So these are some of the dynamics of the market. Wheeldale also coming off. I think it was the biggest loser with a 46.86% drop. 42.866% drop. That's for Wheeldale, the brick maker. I'm still waiting for the news about the idle land that they wanted to convert into residential properties, but they are yet to come back to the market in terms of how far they've gone with that. BAT also down by 14.99%. BAT is a cigarette manufacturer. I understand there is a new player that will be coming into the market soon. You know where Eaglesville is,
along Glen Eagles.
Glen Eagles Road. Just around that area, there is a new, probably it's going to be a cigarette manufacturing company where they've invested 120 million, according to them.
Wow.
To put up that structure. It's massive. It's owned by the Radlands. In this case, it's there are two Radlands. There's Simon. So this is Simon Radland, who is actually his company is one of the biggest cigarette distributors in South Africa. So they are now going to be manufacturing from Zimbabwe. So massive benefits, because remember we normally export our tobacco as raw tobacco or semi-processed.
So now it's going as
if it's going, yes,
product.
it will be like cigarettes, I think, which will be value addition iri massive. So good luck to them. And yeah, so I mentioned them because we're talking about BAT there.
So the export is only for South Africa or all over the world?
No, I'm saying they have presence in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
This one that they are building, I'm not sure how they are going to be distributing their products, whether it will be Zimbabwe only or it will be into the region, into the world. But it's a massive infrastructure that they've put there, and I don't think the Zimbabwean market, they will target the Zimbabwean market only. I think they will go into the region, they will go into the world with their cigarettes. So it will be interesting. We'll keep tabs on that, on the house that Simon is building, that Simon Radland. Also down was Citco, down by 14.99%. They recently had their analyst briefing, which for me, the numbers looked very positive in terms of revenue growth, volumes growth. But investors seem to be seeing that counter otherwise. FBC also down by 8.34%. So only 3 companies were positive yesterday. Star Africa recovering 4.84%. Attend First Mutual Property also up by less than 1%. And then on the
Business Focus brought to you by the People's Own Savings Bank, POSB. We have 25 more Zimpost offices to our agents network. These include Zimpost Entumbane, Kulumane, Hauna, Bechnaf, Nyazura, Checheche, Mount Selinda, Mvurwi, Glendale, Muzarabani, Wedza, Chivu, Beatrice, Magunje, Mangura, Murombedzi, Mwenezi, Triangle, Chivi, Nyika, Binga, Ngai, Donga, Mukoba, and Zimpost Shurugwi. Remember to download the POSB on the Go application or send a hi to our WhatsApp banking number 0781 366 666. To start transacting, 0781 366 666. Stay connected with us on social media at POSB Zimbabwe across all platforms, or call our Econet toll-free line 223. POSB, 120 years of making life simply possible. So Kudzie, before we there's a lot of questions that are coming through on WhatsApp. Pane nyaya yanetsa pa social media. Yemabhazi ari kunzi akabatwa nezimra. What are your thoughts on that?
It's an interesting one, Tinashe. And I mean, one of the groups, every 2 days, vanhu vachikotaura same nyaya yemabhazi aya akabatwa, because pane video yemufesari ichiti anzi we are in the middle of nowhere and mabhazi abatwa chichichichi. So we are almost like 2,000 people and stuff like that. Anyway, so I think these are buses that have passed through the borders, and yet they are found wanting in terms of whether some goods have been declared or not, right? That have been brought
after crossing the border.
After crossing the border,
and
we have got officials there, border control, Zimra. I'm sure they are there, and everybody else is there. How did these buses pass through the border? and have got these products that might not have been declared.
Yeah.
It shows you their shortcomings. And I think as much as kudhara taiti ukakwira bhazi maingozoti muri pakati pesango mongona munhu ari budikira wanzi ndiari ndiinspector opinda mubhazi otaza kuti mese mune matiketsi here stuff. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. But however, I think kana pakazowanikwa ane zvinhu zvisina kudeclare